Joe, it seemed like the defense in the last 2 minutes locked down. What did they do to kind of limit Miami? And then offensively, what did you guys think of how you executed in the fourth quarter?
I thought our guys' really intentionality on both ends of the floor was really good. We obviously got outshot, which long term isn't a recipe for success, especially with 14 offensive rebounds. But I thought down the stretch we held them to one shot. They went to the hero Adebayo pick and roll. We did a good job of switching that late, and I thought our physicality on Adebayo with the small there was good. And then offensively, I thought we executed really well. I thought we were intentional about our spacing, made the right read, and executed as a team. And, in late game execution, you got to set the table, and I thought our guys did that.
Jason's effort on that one Adebayo play, he defended him twice, then he got the rebound. It seemed like he wasn't the scoring Jason, but he just did a lot of other little things.
Yeah, I think that just goes to the not being defined by one thing. Like, I thought even, it wasn't obviously the situation we want to put ourselves in at times, but I think Tatum's ability to just not be defined by scoring some games and be defined by everything gives us, a different look. And so I thought his defense was good, and I thought his patience on offense was good.
What explanation did you get on the flagrant one on Jalen, and what was kind of your perspective on the play there in the corner, them getting tangled up?
I didn't technically see it. I didn't see it, so they just told me that it was a hostile act after the foul. So, knowing Jalen, it probably wasn't intentional, and just knowing him. But it was a good moment for us because you're on the road and, make a mistake, something like that happens, and we have an opportunity to decide how we're going to respond to it. It was a 5-point play, and I thought we handled it really well down the stretch.
Physicality of this game.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You don't get a ton of those during the regular season, it seems like. What do you get out of something like that, especially for your team?
Reps. Reps of how it's going to be, reps how it should be. And I thought we owned our space, got to our spots, got to our spacing. A couple late-game offensive rebounds that gave us a second chance. And like I said, each game presents a theme, something that we need to learn. And I thought we learned that our offensive execution, setting the table before you eat in a late game, I thought our offensive spacing, I thought our physicality, I thought all those things were great most of the game.
You guys went after Duncan Robinson a lot, and he was really fighting for position, after catch, all that kind of stuff. I feel like you guys, a lot of the time it can be easy that you're able to find someone to target and you just have a huge physical advantage. But when you're going up against a team, it's like even their quote-unquote weakest defender is fighting you guys tooth and nail. How does that push you guys?
One, it forces us to look at the second and third layer of our offense, which at the end of the game, we went to the empty side pick and roll with Robinson, and then we got the second side to the pin down for JB, and he got the three. And so just understanding that the times that we are attacking a matchup, there's times where that matchup is we want to get something out of it, but there's times where we use it as leverage for the second and third layer of where we're trying to get to, because the defense stays compromised throughout the entire possession now that we have what we want. And so our guys are starting to understand the layers, the second and third layer of an action, especially versus a matchup. Credit to them.
There were a few plays where JT would almost have everyone abandon the play because he saw a way that he could attack a cross match to get an open shot for others. And then at the end of the game, how has he evolved from just I know what I should be attacking to how can I kind of manipulate the situation?
Yeah, I think that's what we're defining as a team, that fine balance of thinking fast but executing slow, right? So you want to, when we define playing fast by get to your spacing fast, recognize the cross match fast, recognize the coverage fast, and then understand what spacing we're in. And so there's a time where, all of our guys are getting better at cross match recognition, and then how quickly can we get to the spacing versus a cross match. And I thought both Jalen and Jason did a great job of kind of orchestrating the spacing they wanted when they got the cross match. So it's see it fast and then play slow, understand the spacing, understand if they're going to double you or not, and I thought we did that well.
Coach, the Heat couldn't use zone defense as a weapon tonight. Is that something that you guys practice more often now after what happened last years?
We have a little bit of different personnel, so we have a different type of attack versus the zone. And so it gives us, obviously it's just different. So our zone offense is kind of dictated towards our personnel,
You made it pretty clear this year you kind of relish situations and scenarios.
Got to play. We should play right now again.
That's what you said when you came in. So what kind of gives you that feeling from this game? What did you?
Just the intensity, just the physicality. I thought I enjoy watching physicality with poise, and I thought our guys had that throughout tonight. You obviously need to rise to the occasion. And I thought, it goes back to like the expectation. Like we said at halftime, said before the game, like expect it to be hard, expect it to be difficult. Don't wish for it to be anything other than what it is, and make sure you respond accordingly. And so I thought our guys' physicality and poise was great throughout the game, even when it wasn't going our way, because that's going to happen. We still need to work on the shot margin, though. That's important.
Joe, this current generation has been accused of being too friendly on the floor, jersey swaps and all that. But is it good sometimes
it's great.
that Jalen's like, I'm not taking this bleep anymore? Like,
Even if he's not, as long as you obviously want to play within the rules and you don't want to cost yourself technically points, or you don't want to cost yourself opportunities, but there is something to that, absolutely. Like, we need to have a certain level of friction in moments. There needs to be passion, and I thought they handled it really well. I really liked the altercation at the free throw line afterwards. I thought that was tremendous, and it was great for us. It's beautiful.
Final couple questions.
do you encourage your guys to be a little bit friction, like to not take too much physicality before they...
I don't necessarily encourage friction, but I encourage responding to the occasion and having an understanding of, like, hey, if this is the environment, we have to adapt to the environment. We have to set the environment, and at times where it's not set, we have to adapt to that environment. So we don't need to go out looking for stuff, but at the end of the day, like, we got to be ready. We got to man up whenever the time costs, and that looks different all the time. Tonight it was a little bit of chaos and conflict, which is great. Sometimes it's just boxing out. Sometimes it's executing. Sometimes it's owning your space. So I don't necessarily go out seeking it, but when it's there, man, do I love it.
Coach, in one of the more interesting yet seemingly underrated moves at the trade deadline, you guys get Xavier Tillman, who was on the sidelines tonight with you guys.
Did he pay you to say that?
Sorry?
Did he pay you to say that?
No. It's just people are not really talking about it, and it's a great move.
Yeah.
What did you see in him that really fits with your team and that, made you want to go after him at the trade deadline?
His passing ability, his rim protection, his defense, his ability to both play kind of drop and pick and roll, and he kind of fits that mold of what our bigs are, to where he can do different things. He can switch pick and rolls, he can play drop. So he's versatile as far as defensively, and obviously another big body who can screen on the offensive end. He can pass in some of the off-ball stuff, and you can play him alongside Al and KP when we have our double big lineups, which Luke and Nimi have done a great job of. So just kind of gives us that extra protection, gives us that defensive versatility in our bigs, and gives us another guy that we can go to when we want to, have matchups.
Final question, Carter.
Joe, Kristaps had a big first half. How did getting the ball to him in the middle at the free throw line so he could attack and get some easy looks help you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of goes back to what we talked about with compromising the defense. And so I thought our guys are doing a good job of recognizing his coverage. Teams have been really switching us and picking us up high and being physical with us, and we're doing a good job of handling that. Getting to our spacing tonight, they veered, and we noticed it on point, and then we got to that spacing quickly. And understanding 8 seconds on the shot clock with a compromised matchup is a pace that we want to be in. We just have to execute. And KP did a good job of executing there. And I think that's what our guys are continuing to understand, is how they positively impact each other. Matchups are going to be a certain way because of the personnel that we have. How do we attack them as a team, and how do we realize that we positively impact each other?
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
Yeah.